Pooh Shiesty got to have going out sad badge on Hall of Fame because that footage dropped to him robbing Gucci Mane and making him sign over that contract.
You dropping?
Let them know you dropping me,
I
bro.
drop you.
No, I said.
Pooh Shiesty drop from 1017.
Shout out to They never did no police, none of that, bro. Tell them what's going on.
Bro, we just did that. That's done.
What you do?
You drop. You said you want to be dropped. You drop.
You signed the paper.
I signed the paper. It's done.
But seeing that video, I asked myself, what's the logic behind recording yourself commit violent felonies while on house arrest with your dad, and you think because you strong-armed Gucci to sign over that contract that you was going to walk away from that situation free from the contract with no consequence? Like every action has a reaction, but I guess that's not meant for me to understand. Now with that video, Pooh Shiesty has received a lot of warranted backlash because that foolishness he pulled with Gucci is diabolical. Now, one of the first people I seen react to the Pooh Shiesty footage was Lil Woody. And I must say I 100% agree because Pooh Shiesty was definitely tripping.
Hey, Gucci, man. You ain't did nothing wrong. You ain't did nothing wrong. You won. You won. The fool. Everything he did was show he was a fool. You recorded yourself. You self-snitched on yourself. Y'all be gangster so bad, that video just pissed me off. Y'all young to tighten up. Gucci Man won. He still got his freedom, his beautiful wife, his beautiful kids, and that beautiful bank account. Gucci Man, out of that situation like a player, like a boss, like Will. And get what? Still smoking on whoever you want to smoke about, man. Salute to you, Gucci Man. Whoever mad. So, it is what it is.
Make sure you hit that like button so we can get back in that algorithm. I need a quick 100 likes. Once you pass 100 likes, I need a quick 500 likes. Once we pass 500 likes, I need a quick 1,000 likes. Hit that hype. We're up to 40,000 subscribers, so hit that subscribe button. Turn on the notifications so you can be updated every time I drop. But after that Pooh Shiesty footage drop, I seen academics react to it as well. And he made a crazy analogy to what Pooh Shiesty did. And I have to agree with him as well, because he basically did the same exact thing.
That's like you filming a chick saying, so you say I could, right? And then you show that there's holding a gun to her head and she's like, yeah, you can. No, this is how you gonna film next to Gucci with the gun. All while the co-defendants, DeMarcus Glover, who had entered the room as the altercation ensued, blocked the door and he held a Draco. Left, Exhibit 1. At the start of the video, it shows Pooh Shiesty's dad holding a document in the recording room. Okay, here's the document. Yo, this is... I can't even believe they recorded this video. And by the way, I can't believe they kept this video. This is a stupid crime. Also featured are Williams Jr. in black, right here, and RD in yellow, Gucci. Then center, Glover holding the Draco in front of the recording room door, and it shows at 11 seconds, it shows Gucci releasing him from the contract. After releasing him from the contract with a signature and a verbal release. So it looked like they forced Gucci to say on camera, holding a Draco to him, say that he's released. He's released. He says, all right, he's released from his contract. They film him saying it, and they film the guy holding him to gunpoint. This is unbelievable, Chad. Pooh Shiesty then said, oh, which is crazy. Pooh Shiesty robbed Gucci of approximately $450,000 worth of personal property, including his wedding band, a watch, pair of earrings, cash he was carrying in his pocket, and with the signed release and his jewelry in his hand. So now Shiesty got everything in his hand. They forced Gucci back into the control room at gunpoint with his hands raised. There, the violence continued, with Wright Jr. and other two conspirators blocking the door with firearms drawn, while the co-conspirators robbed the cameraman MM and BP at gunpoint. During the offense, MM had described that he was choked to the point of near consciousness, while BP recounted to the investigators that it was Lontrell Williams Jr., a.k.a. Pooh Shiesty, who held the barrel of the Draco to the back of his head. Pooh Shiesty and co-conspirators subsequently exited the larger office building, encompassing the music studio through one of the set of doors, while RD, CW, and TD left through the other and called 911.
Now, Wack 100 has been on Gucci Mane's side of it from day one, and he stood on Gucci Mane did the right thing. But with this footage being leaked, he went crazy on Pooh Shiesty because he involved his dad and Big 30 into this craziness. And he called Pooh Shiesty a rat because Pooh Shiesty took self-snitching to a whole different level.
Pooh Shiesty's the rat. He's the bozo. This dude instructed somebody on his team to film this whole ordeal. There's no way you guys are going to minister the distaste for Gucci Mane's action. And that's as if Pooh Shiesty's action isn't just as guilty. Nobody should have no amnesty, no feeling sorry for this situation. Because with or without Gucci Mane's statement, the video was going to tell the tale anyway. Yeah, he made a statement. That was his choice. Gucci Mane in his head, this ain't nothing street, this business. This ain't no birds on the table, no pounds on the table. This ain't no guns, no perks, no none of that, no bank robbery money on the table. This is business. And I'm going to handle this as a corporate exec should. That's his demeanor, that's his thoughts. And as a man, long as he stand on it, it don't really matter what nobody else got to say. Because nobody wakes up and walks in his skin and lays down and goes to sleep with him, but him, and that individual that he has surrendered his trust to, whoever that may be, as we know is more than likely his wife and his children. So he gonna do what's best for them, not what's best for the naysayer on the internet. But let's look at Pooh Shiesty. Can we agree? Huh? Can we agree that you recorded a kidnapping, a robbery, an assault, an extortion? You recorded. What was you gonna do? Was you gonna minister to society this? $59.99. Like, bro, like, at the end of the day, man, if a person ain't saying this ain't no crash out, this is the dumbest blooper is fake. This ain't gangster. What gangster you know is gonna record the commission of a crime that could carry 20, 30, 40 years? That's gangster? Nah. That's a dummy. Now let's talk about the facts. Big 30, none of them had a bail. None of them had a bail prior to. And before we get to that, Wack told y'all a month ago, they have the tape, they have the contract. How do you know? Because I talk to people. And people talk to me, whether directly or indirectly. I know what I know. So prior to them doing this investigation and discovering and finding this tape that belonged to Big 30, prior to them discovering the contract that was picked up and handled by the father, who I released the documents on immediately when this happened, that he ratted over 19 years ago in 2007. He got a 5K1 status. Those documentations was released by the exposers, myself, on the Hunter side of Clubhouse, as well as Should be on the internet, Google somewhere. All these people had a no bond. So let's do the math. You have a no bond when all they have is the statements of Gucci Mane, the security guard, the DJ, the best friend, so on and so forth. No bond. Now they discover these things, this tape that belongs to Big 30, and they discover this video that shows the father in Staples or whatever it was putting together this contract. The first thing they're gonna do is pull Big 30 out into the interrogation room. Pull the father out into the interrogation room. They're gonna show Big 30, this is you, this is your phone, you were the one recording. They're gonna show the father, this is you on the recording that we have, holding the contract. This is you telling your son when he asks you, is everything cool on the contract? And you looking at it saying, go have him dated. Now, what do you have to say about this? If Big 30 and Pooh Shiesty's daddy does what we call keeping it gangster and says, I ain't got nothing to say. You can suck I plead the fifth. Okay, no problem. They continue on, send them back to their cell with a no bail, juice them charges, and we'll see you in court. But if they're ready and willing, if they ready and willing to cooperate, it's like training a dog. You want him to sit, you give him a treat. You want him to walk, you give him a treat. First thing first, you give us what we want, we'll give you that bond. How did you go from not having a bond when they didn't have any of these things to them discovering these things and getting these things to all of a sudden you have a bond? That USA is gonna give 2, 3 of them a chance to dance before they close the doors of negotiation. They have everybody dead bang. Now, do I think the buck stops here with Gucci? No. 6 dudes in there with no attorneys. One of them got caught with multiple firearms at the time of his apprehension and arrest. And nobody has mentioned these things. There's a reason for that. The tape, the statements, Pooh Shiesty, we got you on this one. You other 6, you know, Daddy and Big 30 out there having the time of their life. We working with them. We got 3 slots, maybe 4. 2 of them been used up. 1 or 2 of y'all might get some action. And they're gonna go to the one who phone call they've been listening to, who they've been hearing the baby mama cry and say we losing things and this is that and that is this and this and that. And they're gonna go to them specifically and say, we know you was involved in this. We know you on the other side of the camera behind Pooh Shiesty when he's talking to Mr. Gucci Mane. And we know you guys have firearms. We know these things. We ain't really tripping that. Y'all was doing what you was told to do. But what we want to know is where the body's at.
All in all, Pooh Shiesty stripped himself off the street. I'll be lying if I said this the first time I heard of somebody record themselves committing felonies, but for you to be a multi-millionaire on house arrest and you believe using street tactics in the corporate world is going to work is beyond me. This is business. You have to fight labels with lawyers, not guns. But I guess Pooh Shiesty thought he was bigger than the program. But we can all agree, more than likely Pooh Shiesty cooked itself. But let me know what you think about all this in the comment section. And make sure you hit that like button. Let's get the video to 100 likes. Once we pass 100 likes, 500 likes. Once we pass 500 likes, 1,000 likes, hit that hype. Roll to 40,000 subscribers. Hit that subscribe button. Turn on notifications so you can be updated every time I drop. Clip reacts reloaded. To the next one, another one. Gone.